Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Full Throttle Sim Racing Points Truck Series presented by Full Throttle Television. Tonight, we're in the heart of Texas Motor Speedway for tonight's running of the Texas 200, the Sim Racing Points Truck Series in action here at Texas. And it's going to be a fun one and an exciting one. This track is always good for putting on some exciting races. And in the booth with me tonight, my name is Brady Hanna. Beside me, Richie Coy. Richie, we're going to get underway here shortly under the lights here at Texas.
Yeah, they say everything's bigger in Texas. The lighting's bigger, the speeds are bigger, the fields are bigger, the excitement's bigger. So, this is a good track. So I'm looking forward to tonight.
For sure. And again, tonight we're going to be doing 134 laps for these guys, racing to the lap. What are we, lap 55? What was
55.
it? 55.
Double nickels.
So
double nickels.
Looking forward to a great race tonight. They are in qualifying right now, and then when they finish, we'll get going green here. But we've got a lot to cover before we get there, including our points battle. Looking at our points coming into tonight, it is Nicholas Moreau leading away by a hefty sum over James Morris, J.P. Burns, Lewis Meglin, and Michael Blackner. But there's quite the battle for second place. And again, another race, another chance to earn some points here and move yourself up the standings tonight.
Yeah, Nicholas has got a chokehold on it, but you got only like 11 points between second, or actually third and sixth. So there's still plenty of battling going on for points positions here.
Yep, and we'll switch over to our playoff standings as well because that's important for the season long. You see the drivers who have won, they're in the black highlight there. And in the first one in the points, it has not taken home a win, but been close a couple of times. J.P. Burns, you got Lewis Meglin there, Michael Blackner, and Robert Maliki in your top 10 there. But another chance for some guys to leapfrog some of these guys back here because you've got names like Jeff Chandler, William Lark. You've got Wayne Grassi back there. Some of those guys could leapfrog some of these guys, get a win, and get into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what this playoff format does. It rewards those wins. And all you need is one, and then you have to be in a specific points higher than a specific point value, and you're in. So Tony on the bubble, you better get off the stick there, Tony, and get some points, man.
Absolutely. Looking at our schedule for the rest of the A season, we've got the race tonight at Texas and one more chance to score points before the end of the A season at Kansas Speedway next week. So we are finishing off the A season. We'll be starting up the B season soon. But Richie, these guys are running out of chances to earn points.
Yeah, it's down to it now, the last two with tonight and next week. Sometimes that'll ramp it up when there's a good points battle going on and just make the pressure that much harder, make the accidents that much harder. If you make a mistake, people can capitalize on it. I was unfortunate to have a mistake on Monday, and I ended up losing like 15, 20 points over the whole deal. So points battles are so close when you come to the end that any mistake can definitely hurt the points chase there.
Yeah, and just focusing back on tonight's race, again, 134 laps around Texas Motor Speedway. You see the track format, and looking from the aerial coverage down, the track looks similar 1 and 2 through 3, and as compared to 3 and 4. That is not the case though when you get on the track 1 and 2, much flatter than 3 and 4, and it can certainly throw some curveballs in the way of these guys trying to figure out this track tonight.
Yeah, this track runs completely different on one end to the other. I'm not sure what they were thinking when they designed it, but it is kind of interesting that you have to go through 1 and 2. There's lifting involved. There's actual truck. You have to wait for the truck to turn. Whereas if I remember correctly, 3 and 4 is almost full throttle all the way around it. And there's kind of one lane through 3 and 4. Whereas with 1 and 2, you can take a couple different lanes to get through it.
Yep. These guys are finishing up their qualifying here at this track. That is tough to figure out for sure with the different ways you have to run it through 1 and 2 versus 3 and 4. 3 and 4, yeah, you're right. You're about full throttle through 3 and 4. And especially on new tires. On old tires, it can get a little slippery. You could see the trouble spot being off of turn 4 because it does get a little slick down there. Now, with these cooler temperatures under the lights, it may help that a little bit. But I certainly look to see some of the guys struggling for grip off of turn 2 and turn 4 as we go through the event here.
Yeah, I could see being loose off of 4 and tight off of 2. Again, two completely different ends of the track, two different styles. So why not have two different types of truck issues?
Yeah, and like you said, the different turns 1 and 2 versus 3 and 4, it makes you have to kind of compromise on setup. You're right. I think 1 and 2, you're gonna have an issue with the cars getting tight, especially off turn 2, and then 3 and 4, with it being flat out, you got to worry about burning those rear tires off. It will get loose off the corner. So yeah, they're gonna be fighting handling issues all night. We'll kind of keep tabs on that as well. All these drivers looking for a challenge. Well, they found one tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. I like under the lights, man. It just makes the trucks look and the cars look a little bit faster, a little bit shinier. It just makes it look a little bit more of a spectacle when you get the lights involved.
Yeah, I just love shots when you're looking at any race car, but these trucks going down the backstretch with all the lights just filtering on them, and you're getting different types of reflection off of all the different fenders and surfaces and stuff like that. I love that. That's for me. That's one of the cool things when you're watching racing at night is watching all the sparkle of the trucks and stuff.
Well, let's hope these guys end the race with a shiny truck like they begin the race with, but we'll see what happens. We're going to start with our starting grid, though, tonight for the Texas 250. On the pole, that is going to be the 88. That is James Morris taking the pole tonight. To his outside is going to be the 31 of Jeff Chandler. Jeff was really quick in practice, puts it on the front row. Starting P3, the number 52, that is going to be Brandon Elder this week, making his truck debut for the A-Series. And to his outside, the 22, that's going to be Michael Blackner. Starting P5, the 71 Toyota of Brendan Polt. To his outside is going to be the 28, that is TJ Bartell. Starting P7, the 18 Toyota, that is Barry Kramer. And starting 8th beside him is going to be the 99, that is JP Burns. Starting 9th is going to be the 94, that is Bobby Terrell, looking to turn his season around. And your points leader, number 15, Nicholas Moreau, will start from the 10th position.
11th place is Wyatt Hunley in the 21. To his outside is the 61 of Josh Mayhew in 12th. Kobe Meese in 13th. Chad Lang in the number 3 will be 14th, with Robert Malikian and Cameron Albertson in 15th and 16th. Martin Garreau is 17th in the 50, and Lewis Meglin in the 43 and 18th. Brian Thorson comes in 19th with the 07, with Corey Atkins in 20th in the 1. Marshall Johnson will roll off P21. Chris Gore to his outside in the 89 will roll off P22. Aaron Satcher in the 68 will be 23rd. Ryan Persinger in the 09 will be 24th, with Wayne Grassi and Tony Solari in the row behind in 25th and 26th. Michael Deitch in 27th. Nim Silva in 28th. Kyle Milliken in 29th. Austin Runkle in 30th. And then we have Alan Duranko, Dave Nestor, Hayden James, Mark Kyle Henderson, and Joseph Burgess all not taking time. And we'll start 31 through 35 in this 35 truck field.
35 trucks on the track tonight for Texas Motor Speedway. It's going to get hot and heavy early on. A lot of traffic to deal with. These guys in the back are going to have a handful with that dirty air. The guys up front are going to try to get away and get to that stage break at lap 55 to score some points. From then on, we'll be racing to the 134 for the end of the event here. So Texas Motor Speedway putting on a great show tonight. These guys up front looking to get a good clean start. Remember, the restarts are on the leader, so once they get the start underway, the leader will have an advantage on the starts, and we'll be able to get away.
Yeah, I will let the start go, but there's something interesting I've noticed about the front 8 here, or front 6. But we're going to run through the restart or the start, and we'll see. I'll bring it up later.
So
but,
Morris,
here we go.
Yeah, James Morris going to lead him down. Jeff Chandler on the outside. Elder, Blackner, Polt, your top 5. The pace car pulls off. They pull into the restart zone, waiting for the leader to fire. Green flag is out, and we are underway here in the Texas 200.
Looks like Jeff might have spun the tires a little bit there, but the 88 gets a great launch off the start here as Jeff settles in for second, and they're 2x2 for third on back.
Yep, through 1 and 2. Jeff Chandler claims that second spot. The battle's for third. Brandon Elder trying to hold off Michael Blackner, but they're going to find a place to get in line here and ride. I would think so, but Brendan Polt's going to challenge for fourth.
He's on the outside there. My screen changed. I hate when you're in the middle trying to say something, the screen changes.
Heading into turn one, they are still side by side. The 22 on the outside,
Yellow.
71 on the inside, and caution is out. It's like Kyle Milken involved, Markyle Henderson involved here on lap 2. Let's go back and look at this. Heading down the front stretch, looking at Markyle Henderson in the 62. See what happens. Oh, Kyle Milliken with an issue in front. We'll have to go look and see how he ended up down there.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, he got a couple trucks.
Kyle in the wall, shoots across the grass, spins across the grass into the inside wall and back up on the track in front of drivers there.
Yeah, he gets, looks like the 01 of Hayden James got caught up in that. The 39 of Austin Runkle also got caught up in that. Mark Kyle looks like he just tapped the wall a little bit trying to stay off of Kyle.
Yeah, actually Mark Kyle, wasn't involved with Kyle, but Kyle definitely hit a couple cars there. I'm trying to look and see who that was.
Well, the first one he hits is the 01, and that's Hayden Hayden James. And then it looked like the second one was right behind him was 39 of Austin Runkle.
Right on board the 01 of Hayden James to see what he sees. A smoke, truck going in the infield, hits the wall, comes back across the track. I'm not sure if he might have nicked. That's an issue where maybe the net code might have actually helped the 01. I'm not sure he got any damage from that.
Yeah, actually looking at that onboard, it didn't even look like it upset him at all. I don't know, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. You said the other one was who?
The
30?
Austin, 39, Austin Runkle.
39, Austin Runkle. We'll ride on board with him as well. He's a little bit farther back. You see the car go to the inside, hits the inside wall, bounces across. And he got damage, but it wasn't nearly as severe as what it could have been with hitting the truck head on there.
Man, Kyle did like 6 spins after he bounced off that wall.
Yeah.
The inside wall.
It's the reason why I'm not riding on board with him.
Yeah.
I don't want to get dizzy.
I like my dinner. I want my dinner to stay down.
Caution early, though. Lap 2 here at Texas. We're going to get that early caution. We did have a few guys hit pit road. Looks like Josh Mayhew came to pit road. I think Barry Kramer actually started from the pits or started farther behind. But Josh Mayhew hit pit road. I think maybe Corey Atkins as well.
Corey Atkins was actually had an EOL, so it might have just been back there.
Okay. So I know we saw Josh on pit road. I don't know if he was repairing damage or got tires or what.
Maybe he was just topping off.
Maybe.
So what I had noticed prior to the green is that first, second, fourth, and fifth are all the same team. So that's Elliott Sadler, and you can actually put Moreau in there. So Elliott Sadler had four of the top 6 here at the start. So they actually had a great qualifying for the team.
Yeah, the 88, the 31, the 15 who lost him. No, he's in 9th. Yeah, a pretty good showing up front here. The 71 as well, 28. All those guys kind of affiliated there.
Yep. So, yeah, good showing for them. But, I'm going to say the same thing I say every week is can they stay in front of Nicholas? I mean, we're only early yet, and he's got some trucks to pass. But he's been the class of the field this year. So I'm kind of hoping somebody can step up and take a swing here as we're going back to green flag racing here shortly.
We are. They roll through 3 and 4. James Morris brings them down. The pace car's off. Jeff Chandler to his outside. Elder and Blackner line up behind him. They come to the restart zone again. The leader's going to have that choice of latching when he wants to. There he goes, and we are green once again.
Yeah, another great jump by the 88. Jeff slots in there in the second as the race again is on for 4th this time. 2 by 2 going through 1 and 2 here.
Everybody trying to find their spot. The battle for 6 back here, though. The 94, Bobby Terrell trying to get by the 28 of TJ Bartell. TJ in that lime green car tonight, it's going to be easy to point him out.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw that truck. It was not what I expected TJ to be driving.
I like it. I like it. It stands out.
Yeah, you like that green. You like that lime green.
I do. I do. I really do like that on a race car. It looks really neat. So, big fan. But anyway, he is trying to race beside J.P. Burns there in the 99, who gets that position. Or does he? No, he doesn't. They're going to continue to be side by side here, mid-pack. Meanwhile, Jeff Chandler takes over the lead. So
he
Chandler
does.
to P1. James Morris falling back into the clutches of Brandon Elder in the 52.
Brandon looks like he was thinking about going under him into one there, but there's a whole pack again right behind the 88. It's Jeff Chandler's checked out to like 3 car lengths, and James has got a whole pack behind him.
Three and 4, Chandler leading at 31, the 88 of Morris second, Elder in the 51 third, the 71 of Polt fourth, 22 Michael Blackner fifth, and you got Hunley, Bobby Terrell up to 7, up 2 positions from his starting spot, J.P. Burns, TJ Bartell, and Nicholas Moreau. Actually, TJ losing that spot to Nicholas here.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cars, trucks back there running side by side, and Nicholas got by TJ, but TJ's still running the outside there and is trying to fight back up on the outside.
That's the 43 of Maglet to his inside there. Maglet started off strong this season, had some good wins, and as of late, it's kind of fallen apart a little bit for him. Not had the runs he had early in the season. He's looking to kind of turn that around towards the end of the season.
Yeah, he's been unfortunate that a lot of his really good runs have ended late or early, depending on how you look at it, and has not been able to cross the start-finish line where he was running most of the races. So hopefully tonight he can bounce back and put a good finish in the finish column.
Bobby Terrell trying to make the outside work around the 21 of Wyatt Hunley. They are side by side as they head to turn 1. That's the first battle on track. Trying to hang tight out there. You see TJ Bartell back there doing that as well.
Yeah, TJ's been up there since the drop of the green flag. He was outside of the 15, the 99 and the 15, and now he's outside of the 43 still. So he's definitely trying to make that outside work. I think it'll come in as the tires start to go away.
Well, Bobby's making that work. He's down to the outside of the 22 of Michael Blackner, so he's making that outside run, kind of keeping his momentum up and making it work around the outside.
Well, if anybody can do it, it's definitely Bobby and definitely TJ. Nicholas looks like he might be moving up there now, too. Not really. It looked like he faked me out going down the backstretch.
Making this battle for about 5th spot on back. The 22 of Michael Blackner holds down 5th. Bobby Terrell wanting it. And these guys fighting for it back here behind him.
We missed it, but Brandon Elder got by James Morris for second, and he is right on Jeff Chandler here.
Yeah, he did get by him. James Morris, again, slipping back a little bit here into the clutches of the 71 of Brendan Polt.
I wonder if James is doing that thing where he saves some tire.
Well, he seems to try to do that every week, but he always ends up with a queue of trucks behind him. So they've got to kind of notice that he tries to run as fast as he can with maintaining his position. It always ends up with a with a line of truck. Oh, we got the 94 of Terrell around on the backstretch, and caution is out.
What the heck just happened?
His string of bad luck continues here for the 94 of Terrell. We'll go back and look at it and see what happens with our Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay. Coming off the corner, racing the 99 of, and just contact with the 99 of J.P. Burns there.
I couldn't see it at first, what was happening.
See if we can ride on board with Burns here and see what happens as they come off the corner. Ooh. I still don't know what happened there.
To me, that looks like it's an arrow hit. What the iRacing community calls an arrow hit. Because can't say what the other word is while we're broadcasting. But the 99 looks like he came up a little bit, but I don't really see that. I don't know. I don't really see.
We're going to slow it down here and see there. Coming off the corner. Yeah, this is Bobby's loose before he even gets there. And up on 2 tires too. But yeah, it looks like they just made contact before they actually made contact. If you want to go that route.
Yeah, whatever, however you want to say it. I think we're speaking the same language on that one. But you're right, though. Bobby's trials and tribulations continue here, which he's going to look back at this particular season and want to forget it probably. Unfortunately, because he's our past champion, one of our past champions, one of our great racers here, and it's tough to watch him week in and week out have these issues.
We've had some pit stops here. Chad Lane, Cameron Albertson on pit road, Marshall Johnson coming down, Josh Mayhew again. Actually, Josh probably stayed out, looks like. Chad Lane, Mark Hall Henderson, Dave Nestor, some of the guys in the back coming in, I'm sure, to get that extra fuel, because I would say you can make it from here.
Yeah, where are we? We're lap 16. Yeah, they can get, 48 to 49 laps? So, yeah, you could definitely make the stage. You might actually be able to make the stage now that we've had 2 cautions in this stage,
that
too.
That could be the case, too. But those guys may have came down and got tires at that point then and hoping to kind of run through the field, too. And it'll be a tough sledding, though, because there's a lot of trucks to pass. But we'll see how that works out for them. It's definitely a strategy to have if you're running towards the back.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd want to give up one of my precious sets of tires because they only get, 4 for the entire race. So using 15 laps, to me, I'm not sure I could do that.
But on the flip side, if you're an optimist, you're like, hey, if we go green from here and I got 15 lap fresher tires, man, can I make up some spots? And you'll feel like Superman there for a little while. So it is a strategy. Whether it's the right one, who knows? I guess it'll play out over time, but it's definitely something to try.
I've seen people make it work. I believe it was a couple weeks ago that somebody did it in the Cup Series and went from 20th to the lead with 15 laps to go with fresher tires. So it can work. It definitely can work. My only downside to it is look at all those trucks on the racetrack that you have to go by.
I love someone who's willing to take a chance there, because you take a chance enough times, eventually it will work out for you.
The only thing that's run through my mind when you said that is "Take a Chance on Me." Was it the ABBA song?
Why is it always songs?
I gotta bring. It's always songs. I don't know. It's always food with you. So I mean, it's. But yeah, sometimes not following the leader is the way to go. Taking a chance and doing something out of the box. Sometimes you can get a win out of that.
We'll see what kind of chances Brandon Elder is willing to take. He starts to the outside of our leader, Jeff Chandler, here on the restart. Pace car's off. You got Morris, Polt, Blackner, your top 5. Coming down to the restart zone, waiting for him to fire. Green flag is out, and we are underway. Boy, did he wait till the end of that zone.
He definitely got Brandon sleeping on that one. But yeah, he waited right to the very end there. And the outside lane did not go as good as the inside lane, as Brandon is going to get passed by Michael Blackner.
Ooh, 3 wide. 3 wide back there. Now that it's 2 wide as they come down the backstretch. I thought it was going to be 3, but who's that slipping through there? That is our points leader, the 15, Nicholas Moreau, slipping up into 4th spot now. Looking for 3rd, Michael Blackner.
Yeah, check it. Checking up to 3rd. I don't know where he just came from. I don't even remember where he was on that restart. He just came from nowhere. Yeah, Brendan going backwards, Nicholas going forwards.
Great racing back here for about 5th on back. Michael Blackner back to 4th, Brandon Elder 5th, Polt, Meglin, J.P. Burns, and Wyatt Huntley.
And there is 2 wide action back in the pack there for 13th and 14th, as they're 2x2x2, like they're coming to a restart here.
Well, they are there, and you see them fan out going into turn 1. That's one of the great things about having such a wide track as you go into 1. A lot of different lanes being used, but you see the 9 and the 16 racing for the 14th spot. Robert Malikian has it. Colby Meese going for it in the 9 and the 8.
And then you got the 96 and the 07 right behind them, also wanting that position. Lots of drivers back there hungry to move forward. I'm wondering if any of these guys are have taken tires or not. I don't think so.
I don't think any of these are tire guys.
The 18 put it on lap 1. The 01 put it on lap 4. The 76 of Cameron Albertson is the first guy that pitted on this last caution.
And he is back in 26th. Yeah, 25th spot right now. Let's see if he can make any inroads on the lead here. But this fight's still going on for about 15th on back. Meanwhile, up front,
there's plenty of time.
Yeah, there is. Meanwhile, up front, they're still kind of sorting things out. As you had Wyatt Hunley. Is that somebody coming off pit road? No, it's an issue with Aaron Satcher on the inside. 3 wide, but they get it sorted out as they head into turn 3.
Still single file up front. Jeff kind of popped out a little bit, but James Morris is slowly kind of moving in on him there in second with Nick Moreau in third, Michael Blackner hanging out in fourth, and Brendan Elder in fifth. All single file.
Elder looking like he wants to make a move to the outside, kind of washes up, but that opens the door for the 99. That is J.P. Burns starting to make his move forward. Actually, as I say that, it looks like Brandon's the one making the move. He looks to the outside of the 22 of Blackner, making that outside work. We saw that with the 94 and some of the other cars early on making that outside work. Unfortunately, it didn't end well for the 94, but Brandon trying to make that work. Look how many different lines these guys are running through 1 and 2.
Yeah, they're making my eyes cross every time they go in the corner because one goes this way, one goes that way, and I can't watch them all because they're going in completely different directions. But a lot of good racing going on here. As you got the 43 and the 71. 43 is Lewis Megalin, 71 Brendan Polt running there for 7th and 8th.
Now J.P. Burns looking to the inside of the 22 of Michael Black there for 5th spot. And behind him, fighting for 7th, that's Brendan Polt, Lewis Megalin. Lewis up 11 spots from his starting position, our biggest mover so far.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. Working it outside. I don't know if it's going to work long time. I don't know. When you work, you guys call me a bottom feeder, but I don't burn up my tires on the bottom. It's so... they say that when you run up top there, you carry more speed. When you carry more speed, you put more heat into the tires. And on this particular tire model, heat is a tire killer. So that's one of the reasons why you never try to find me up on the top of one of these races.
Yeah, it's a flaw.
It's a catch-22. But Michael on the outside as the 99 gets under the 22 of Michael Blackner down the front stretch. As Brandon Elder has caught Nicholas and James, and he's looking. He looked to the outside, but now Nick is looking underneath the 88.
Yep, battle for second. Battle for second, the 15 of Nicholas Moreau on the inside of the 88 of Morris. Side by side.
Contact.
Oh, my goodness. Contact in the 3.
Not clear.
Wow.
That just looked like the 88. Just the spotter took a vacation. I mean, no harm, no foul. They're not dead, but
Morris is having connection issues. He may have disappeared. He has disappeared. We'll see if he comes back. But
explain it.
No Morris. The 88 of Morris.
Down packet loss.
Okay, so he is.
James Morris is out.
And that is why. That explains.
That's why he was turned down there.
Yeah, because on his screen,
the 50 sideways on the front stretch.
Mark Garreau in the 50. Boy, he saves it, but he gets everybody kind of bottled up as they head into 1.
And Nicholas fell all the way back to 9th there on that. But I told you it looked like his spotter took a nap, and yeah, apparently his spotter had some packet loss.
Yeah, for sure. So unfortunate for the 88, looking good tonight, running in second, and that's all she wrote for him as far as being competitive tonight.
So now Jeff has got a 1.3 second lead on Brandon Elder in the 52 in second. J.P. Burns is third, Brendan Polt fourth, and Michael Blackner is back to fifth.
Look at this battle for 11th and 12th. Chris Gore on the outside. Robert Malikian on the inside. Behind him, Brian Thorson and Corey Atkins going at it for 15th spot.
And I've been watching them for the last lap or two. They are definitely going at it. They're swapping positions. They're swapping sides of the track. One's inside, one's outside. They swap it, going back and forth. So these guys are going at it hard here with on lap 31 with 14 laps to the stage.
Yep, racing lap 55. And they know the time's running out. They need to get all the spots they can. Corey Atkins moving up through the field. On the back door, the 16 of Malikian. Malikian losing ground a little bit to Chris Gore, who's in front of him. And Chris is moving up, also up 11 spots.
This is a track that you can make passes at. It's, a lot of times we'll say that the tracks are really tough to pass. And this isn't one of them. This is a track that you can run the outside, you can run the inside, and you can make passes here.
Colby Meeks in front of him, holding on to that 10th spot, but not for long. Here comes Gore to the inside. While this battle is happening up front, Nicholas Moreau trying to fight back forwards. On the back bumper of the 21, that's Wyatt Huntley. He is side by side with the 43 of Meglin. This is for 7th.
It's just battling all over this track.
You got to be careful because you got so many lines you can run through 1 and 2. Coming off 2, though, everybody fights for that one lane coming off the corner, and that's usually where we see our problems. In front of this, Blackner looking for a way around the 71 of Polk. Everybody's starting to kind of see some handling issues on these trucks too, Rich. You start to see them kind of twitch through 3 and 4.
Yeah, these are 30-lap old tires, man. They're going to start, because this is such a fast track, the tires heat up, they're going to start complaining, and I do see some complaints out there. As Nicholas Moreau made his way around the 21, and now TJ Bartell's looking under the 21 down the backstretch.
Gotta wonder if Nicholas Moreau has any damage from that contact with the 88, and whether or not it's hurting him. Right now, he's still making the inroads. He's on the back bumper of the 43. There's 3 positions in front of him he can get. TJ Bartell trying to follow him through.
And I'm just looking up front, and looks like James Morris has made his way back onto the racetrack, so his connection issues are back, but he's a couple laps down, unfortunately. But he's running right in front of our leader, Jeff Chandler, who's out to a 1.5-second lead over now second runner JP Burns, as JP got by Brandon for second.
Yeah, Jeff Chandler doing a great job out there with a big lead. You saw him wiggle off the corner there. It's not easy, but he's got a 1.6-second lead over second place. You mentioned it, who is now JP Burns, who's gotten by Brandon Elder to assume the second spot. Looking really strong here and trying to eat into the lead Chandler has built up.
Yeah, and JP's been pretty impressive the last couple of weeks. He won the stage, I believe, 2 weeks ago, and had a good run going last week too. So he's another one. We need to see a full race out of him, and I think we'll have some really great runs going finishes.
Yeah, he finished second, I believe, at Bristol earlier this season. Looking to do one better here tonight at Texas. Just watching this battle back here continue. This is for 4th. Yes, the 22 of Michael Blackner trying to hang on to it or trying to get by the 71 of Polt. Polt on the inside. Here comes Blackner around the outside with that momentum down the straightaway. Will he be able to clear? Yes, he will, and he'll assume 4th spot.
And now Brendan's going to get attacked by Nicholas Moreau in the 15, who's made his way back up, nicely back up to 6th.
Boy, the 71 using all the room off the corner, off of turn 4, really wide, right up against the wall. The 15 of Nicholas Moreau looks like he's handling just a little bit better, able to wrap that bottom.
Yeah, he's either fuming in the truck because of what happened, or he's just settled in and says, let's just make the best of it. We know questions coming out of lap 55. Let's get what we can get here.
Ooh, the 2 of, really some close racing back here with the 2 of Alan Duranco and the 18 of Barry Cranmer. This is for a 14th spot. And you saw the 2 get really loose coming out of turn 4 there.
Yeah, we predicted the looseness coming out of 4. So tight out of 2, loose out of 4. Got to keep that truck under you.
There's a battle for 12th. Corey Atkins, Colby Meese. Corey in the 1, Colby Meese in the 8. Corey's going to get that spot around the outside in that pink Nesquik machine. So put him in 12th spot.
Yeah, he's up 8 positions. He started 20th. Chris Gore actually started 22nd. He's up to 9th. So a couple guys just moving to the front late here in the run is the 22, the 71, and the 15. Just they're all over the top of each other.
Yeah, they
and
are.
They're all blue and white trucks.
All packed together, blue and white, blue and white, blue and white, blue and... Ooh.
Blue and red. 71 bounced off the wall there. That's why it oohed.
Yeah, I've seen, like I said, I talked about him using all the track off the corner. I'm using a little more than all the track that time coming off turn 4.
Yeah, but the wall cost stuff. It makes you pay.
Yeah, there is a fee for that.
That's we call that the Tony fee.
On top of having to repaint the walls, you also pay with it with a little bit of damage sometimes.
And we know what damage does. Makes the trucks loose.
Oh,
Ooh,
we got a
caution.
caution. Involving Wyatt Hunley. That was that battle we were talking about back there. Hunley in the 21. We'll have to see what happens. Oh, we got the 3 spinning in late here.
Yeah, Chad Lang.
Go back to see what brought out our third caution here tonight. With the 21 of Wyatt Huntley racing with the 1. Corey Atkins. Huntley gets loose. You know what? I think there was a little ghost contact there as well.
Little air push.
Oh, and then he catches the 2 as he's spinning around.
Man, these trucks like going for spins. There's another one that made 3 or 4 spins.
Watch the 22 here off turn 4 there. Get a little loose. The 1's right on his quarter panel. And right around he goes.
I apologize if you guys hear any of the sirens in the background there. I promise none of them are coming from me.
They're coming after you. I know. Let's see if we can see what happens to the 3 through all this.
I'm going to venture a guess on the 3.
Did you get hit from behind?
No, I'm venturing that he's got too much rear brake in the truck.
Caution's out. Slowing down the front stretch. And then, yeah, slams on the brakes. You're right. Just comes right around. Interesting.
There's something you don't see every day. So what I'm saying by having too much rear brake in a truck, so you can with these trucks you can balance the front to rear brake ratio, and more often than not when you put a lot of rear brake in a race car, it'll lock those rear wheels up first before it locks up the front, and when it does that you lose grip on the rear and you do exactly what just happened right there and you'll spin out. And it's a good way to help your truck handling. If you're at a track that's using brakes, you can actually tailor what your truck's doing by moving that brake bias back and forth. So it is actually a very good tool, but if too much of it one way or the other, it can definitely be a hamperance when you're trying to hit the brakes hard.
Good job, Larry Mack. Good job.
Hey, come on, you got to cover everything, you know?
Absolutely. Well, while you were saying that, I was looking. We had an interesting choice on the track. The top 6 have decided to stay out here under caution. Everybody else hit pit road, including Brendan Polt and your leader, Jeff Chandler. And Jeff actually came out second in line. Brendan Polt beat him off of pit road. So
wow, okay.
Interesting. Some of these guys decided to stay out here.
Well, it was a good move until they came out 6th and 7th.
Well, and it depends on where you were running too. I mean,
true.
If you were running in the back, you're probably not going to go all the way back. Well, maybe. I don't know. If we stay green, you might, but I don't know. Hey, we'll find it out. We'll find out ourselves.
We'll watch it unfold all together.
Yeah.
One big happy family.
Speaking of, I hope everybody watching is enjoying it. I know Doyle's out there chatting in there saying, "Go Chandler." He's the only one I see so far in chat. So if you guys are watching, want to chat with us, throw a message in there. Let us know who you're cheering on, what you're looking for, if you're enjoying it, and we'll give you a shout out. So if you're enjoying it, we'll see how this restart goes. This could be very interesting, Richie. You got old tires up front, new tires behind. There's a lot of patience that needs to be shown with these guys with new tires behind them. And these guys up
Patience.
front are going to have to watch and not spin their tires on this restart.
We preach patience, but these are race car drivers. The last thing they want to do is patience. But yeah, they don't want to overdrive here. And so you got what? The new tires start in sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th, and 8th. So that means they can't run over those 6 guys in front of them.
Yeah, we'll see
Can't
what
do it.
happens. Again, racing lap 55 for our stage. We're only going to have 9 laps to go at the line. So 9 laps to make it here. Barry Kramer, your leader. Tony Solari on the outside. Johnson, Mayhew, and Burgess restart is green, and the 18 immediately spins tires and changes lanes as he comes to the restart.
Looked like Tony got a little bit of a wheel spin there as well, and that happens on the older tires versus on these restarts. But they are 3 wide coming through 1 here.
Ooh, shot out of a cannon. Here comes
Oh, there's a wreck. It's a 16's in the wall, 39's involved.
a big pile up down the backstretch. Track is blocked. And these guys are staying out. This is kind of what you want to see.
Yeah. Because I do not think that they're going to call that as the stage, because
No.
we're not close enough.
That wouldn't be it. We're going to have at least another restart.
That was right behind where I was calling the 3 wide.
Let's go back to our best one tire and auto care instant replay. Let's see what happens here. Coming off turn 2, we're looking at the 01 of Hayden James. What happens in front of him?
Yeah, it looks like it might have started with the 39 and the 16.
I'm looking for these guys in the list here.
Oh, there were. Hold on, they were in 7th and 8th.
Oh, there's the 16. There's the 16 there. Let's go back and look at the.
Somebody's burning something down around here.
All right, the 16 of Robert Maliki coming through the pack. They're catching a car off the pace on the top. Who is that on the top there? Off the pace.
That's the 39 of Austin Runkle. He was the last car that stayed out.
Let's see, coming off the corner, the 39 checks up. Oh, he's low off the corner, though, into the 16. And, man, a big crunch on the inside wall there with the, what's the 01? Who else was involved in that? There's a lot of cars involved there.
Looks like the if you look at the 8 and the 07, as the 16 and the 39 got together, it looks like the 8 came down and spun both of them back up. And then it collected the 68, the 50, the 36, the 1, the 3, the 70, the 62, the 21. Wow. Just take your pick back there. They all ended up in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a 12-car pileup back there. 12-truck pileup.
Right on board the 70 and Michael Deach. So comes up on this wreck here. Well, he just really wanted to be in that one, did he? He found it.
Yeah. We
Let's
were
see,
really
who is
fast
this?
going up to that wreck.
There's somebody else. Who was that back there?
So take your pick. Got the 01, the 62, the 3, the 21 was involved in that.
I'm going to Aaron Satcher. He sees it kind of develop up here. Right in front of him. Right in the back of Thorson. Yeah, and he's the one that kind of got crunched into the wall on the inside there. Kind of sandwiched between cars and the wall. Big wreck here. A lot of people involved in this one. Major accident. I think this is bigger than the big one we had at Talladega.
I think it was too. And it all comes back to those tires that stayed out. I mean, he restarted that in 7th position, and Malikian, when he got involved, he was in. If I could find him.
Well, I know he was trying to stay out of the way, which I understand.
Yeah.
But he was a little low on the track, and I'm sure it kind of caught some of those other guys off guard. And when you get to checking up off turn 2, it's one thing after another. Guy in front of the 8 checks up, and 8 gets into him. It's just
yeah, it's on. Like it's definitely on. I don't think Robert saw him there because he was right behind TJ. But they were 16th, and so the guy had dropped from 7th all the way back to 16th.
Going to get a restart here. The 18 to Barry Kramer continued to lead. Now the 9 to Marshall Johnson on the outside, and 9 spins his tires as well as the 18. But the green flag's back out. We'll see how these guys can fare, because the 99 of JP Burns is now in 4th. Now in 3rd as he goes around Marshall Johnson with those fresh tires.
And we have how many laps to go? 5 laps to go? Marshall, I think JP will be leading by the time they get to turn 1.
He will, as long as they can stay green. But will they stay green with all this going on here?
I think it may work out for some of these guys that stayed up. If they weren't up front, they might be able to get some stage points.
Here goes JP Burns to the inside of your leader. So JP takes over the lead. Barry Kramer drops to 2nd. Here comes Jeff Chandler with those fresh tires up to 3rd.
Followed right behind is Michael Blackburn with 22 on fresh tires, and the 43 of Lewis Meglin. As Marshall's falling back too. He's last pitted on lap 17. So he's got a little bit fresher tires, but not much.
These guys all racing down into turn 1. The question is, can Jeff Chandler get to the 99 of JP Burns before the end of this stage?
Yeah, JP made it through the pack, and he's only got to hold him off now for another 3 laps. So Jeff's got his work cut out for him. Though Jeff did just run the fastest lap of the race this last lap.
We're kind of watching it in our side, our peripheral view. We're watching some of these guys cut through the field with those new tires. The 89, that is Chris Gore getting by Tony Solari for 6th spot. Brandon Elder right behind him with those tires as well.
Yeah, those new tires are going backwards. I'm not sure that gamble worked for him. Fresh tires are on a parade.
They are. Let's see if Jeff Chandler can do anything. 2 laps to the end of the stage. He is starting to reel in the 99 just a little by little. I don't know if it's enough, though. JP's got a nice lead, and he's got that clean air.
Catching them and passing them with only a couple laps to go. Not quite the same thing, because I don't think JP is going to make it easy for him to get by him.
Coming to 1 to go to the stage. 1 more lap. JP Burns has to hold off. The 31 of Jeff Chandler, 22 of Michael Blackner in 2nd. Lewis Meglin up to 3rd. Chris Gore, Brandon Elder.
Actually, Michael Blackner was the fastest of the top 3 that lap.
Do we have an issue with Jeff? JP Burns drops.
No.
He's back, I think. So he is back on track. He's going to cross the line and take the stage win. JP Burns, your leader. At the stage, Jeff Chandler, Michael Blackner, Lewis Meglin, Chris Gore, your top 5. 6th through 10th is Brandon Elder, TJ Bartell, Corey Atkins, Ryan Persinger, and Barry Kramer. With those old tires, hangs on to a 10th spot and gets 1 stage point.
Got him a point. So we got Tony's mom out in the chat saying hey, and Brian Thorson apparently has gone from wreckers to making chicken. In fact, actually, Brian Thorson is standing outside the Infield Care Center. We might have a good time to bring him up if we got a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like we got Brian Thorson standing outside Infield's Care Center. No, it's not where we wanted to talk to you tonight, Brian. How's it going?
It's a rough one. I don't even know what hit me, and then
that would be a flying Colby Mice.
Okay.
You got hit by a flying Colby Mice.
It was a mess back there for sure. I know some guys on old tires trying to stay out of the way, but unfortunately,
I was just looking in my mirror and watching them pile up. I'm like, oh boy.
12, it was a 12 truck pileup. It was, I think,
Oh,
bigger than
wow.
the big one we had at Talladega last week.
Oh,
But it looked like you
Well-
got, looked like the truck to your outside actually started to avoid the wreck as it happened in front of you guys, but failed to know that you were underneath him and took both of you guys up into the wreck.
gotcha. Well, we're gonna make some chicken at our camper, so you guys are more than welcome.
I saw your comment. Yeah, it's a chicken.
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, he was, I think, smoking on pit road, and we made mention that they were having barbecue down there. So
Yeah.
we appreciate the.
It's a trending theme.
Well, at least you got
But,
some good
well-
food, at the track, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get a Bojangles or a barbecue chicken sponsor.
Oh, that would be, yeah, that's proper. Hell yeah. All right, boys. Have a good night.
All right, thanks for stopping by.
Yep.
All right, Brian Thorson in the 07 truck.
I do appreciate his good humor given the situation at hand. But yeah, you got an early start on supper, so at least there's that.
Yeah, I mean, it's never good when you're in a net wreck and you're like, what just happened? And, you get a flying Kobe coming at your door. It's never fun. In fact,
So-
actually, I'm surprised Kobe's not here in the infield care center.
He's already taken off to like McDonald's or something.
He's down to Brian with the chicken in line already.
Yeah, we saw his chicken in chat. And that's where he's off. He's gone.
He's off. Door dashing it. So we got a couple of guys. We got the 88's going to get another lap back. A couple more of these, he might actually be on the lead lap here. But everybody came down pit road this time and took fresh shoes. So
Yeah, I was looking too, and it looks like Jeff Chandler came off first. TJ Bartell up to second spot, so he gained a lot of positions there. So
Yeah,
a couple of teammates on the front row.
looks like both of them took right side tires only. So Jeff and TJ on the same strategy as teammates there, taking right side only. So I mean, they just pitted 15 laps ago, not even 10 laps ago. So it's not the worst.
But, I always wonder about that though, because then you end up with mismatched tires, and you don't really know. I mean, unless you tested this in practice, you don't really know what the truck's going to do
It's gonna
with
do.
that difference in tires there. So it could be loose, could be tied. Who knows? And to be honest with you, with the limited tire sets too, it doesn't really help you out, because if you're going to take any tires, if you're going to take two, you're going to take two right. So you're burning a set anyway. You might as well just take four, unless you're trying to mitigate, trying to slow down the time on
Track
pit road.
positions.
Yeah, exactly.
Track
So
position.
I know that's important too. So
I don't know. I've been burned by it and I've won by it. So
well, with the stage out of the way, we're on lap 59. We'll get a green flag on lap 60 here and race to the end. Lap 134 is the goal. You're going to have Jeff Chandler leading, TJ Bartell on the front row as they come down. JP Burns, Blackner, and Meglin, your top five, getting into the green restart zone, and the green flag is out, and TJ is off.
TJ jumped very early and is giving the spot back, but is giving more than just that spot back.
I got a feeling that might be a black flag from iRacing for that, and it's stacking. Unfortunately, Michael Blackner up, some of these other guys
Yellow.
up, and the yellow flag's out.
We got the 01 backwards in the wall back there.
Let's go and look and see what happened here. Looking at the 01 here on the restart through turns 1 and 2. 01 just gets loose going into the corner right in front of the 7 of Wayne Grassi, who had nowhere to go, and just pile drives the 01.
You know what I'm thinking on that one.
Two tires?
The 01 was no, the 01 was just in that last yellow.
Oh.
Which
Goes off in
my
turn
understanding is if you don't get all the damage fixed, it doesn't until you get it all fixed. It still makes the truck loose, and he just flat spins.
Right on board with Wayne Grassi. In front of you is the 01. Just loose sideways, locks it down right in front of the 7. Nowhere to go. 88 gets a piece of that as well, trying to get his laps back. And that's going to hinder him from getting the lucky dog if he is indeed the first car lap down.
Yeah, well, the first car lap down is Wyatt Huntley in the 21. James is still 2 laps down, so he's still 4th in line for that lucky dog. But it looks like TJ might have pitted. I don't know if he could serve that under yellow if he did get a black flag.
I don't think he can. We'll see what happens
like
with that.
Anyway.
If Jeff Chandler was the leader and he was out front, there's, you know, there's really nothing you can do about that.
And they're in chat together. They should have known. Hey, I'm going. Yeah, Jeff Chandler is definitely the leader. I'm just looking at the replay here. Jeff Chandler was definitely leader, but TJ was in front of him before they even got to the restart zone and just took off.
Let's go back and look at that.
In fact, so did Michael. And then TJ slowed down.
Yeah, it's really,
Very weird.
I kind of wonder if Jeff was maybe in the wrong gear, but I don't know.
It just looks like TJ went before Jeff did. And Michael went with TJ because that's what you're supposed to do. So I don't know. That was definitely a weird scenario. Maybe we can get to talk to either Jeff or TJ afterwards and ask him about that particular thing. But the big winner on that was Corey Atkins, who restarted 6th and is now up to 3rd because he made it past both TJ and Michael.
Really odd situation there. All right, well, we'll double them up and try it again here at Texas. The Texas 200 underway here for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. And again, we're racing at lap 134. We're just approaching halfway.
Are we? Time flies when you're having fun. What's up, Mark Kyle? We got Mark Kyle out of the truck, and he's in chat. And we have actually Hayden James hanging out in front of the infield care center. Maybe we can bring him up in a lap or two if we get some time.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I guess Mark Kyle jumped out of the truck and into our chat.
Out of the truck into the chat. Hey, Mark Kyle, head down to Brian Thorson's truck. He's got chicken going on.
Yeah, or his camper. Yeah. You definitely want to.
His camper. He's
got chicken.
He's got chicken. He didn't say what kind of chicken. They could just be running around. I don't know.
I know. I wonder if he's got a pet chicken.
You know, I want chickens. My wife won't let me get chickens. The guy up the street from me's got chickens.
I got a story about a chicken, but I have to tell you. I'll have to tell you later.
Is that off? That's probably not on there.
It's not vulgar or anything. It's just a long story. Anyway, we're going back green flag racing here. The 31 is Jeff Chandler leading them down. The 99 is JP Burns. Yeah. This green flag looks a little more orderly, and we are back under green flag racing here at Texas.
All right, take a deep breath. You can get back into it now. Looks like we got Corey Atkins heading under JP here for 2nd as they race for their 3 wide behind them for 5th.
Watching this, 3 wide, the 43's on the outside, the 89 in the middle. That is Chris Gore. On the inside, the 71, Brendan Polt. Still 3 wide as they head into 3.
And they're 2 wide behind them. They all make it.
They did. Back to 2 wide here.
Yeah, 3 wide-ish. Nope, 2 wide.
89 closes that door. That is the 18 of Barry Kramer back there.
He will not go to the outside side. And Nicholas says, okay, well, I'll go to the bottom then. Not that he was on the outside, but Nicholas still trying to recover from the disappearing act the 88 did, going in turn 3 laps and laps ago. But Corey Atkins up front is in 2nd, and he is all over Jeff Chandler there for the lead.
Yeah, Atkins.
In fact, actually, it's a four-way battle going on up there.
He got by the 99 on that restart, and he's in 2nd, chasing down the 31 of Chandler. And they are catching the TJ Bartell machine, who did indeed serve that penalty on the restart. and is threatening to go a lap down here.
I didn't think he was going to be able to do it under yellow, especially if it was a restart violation.
Yeah, he did. He had to circle the green almost a lap down here. And then fourth in line here, just hanging around, is that 52 of Brandon Eller.
Having a great race. Great race. Looks like they got single file. Well, as I say that, the 43 looks under the 71. But the 71, 43, 22, and the 15 look like they might be catching that top four, which will make it an 8-car battle.
Ryan Persinger under the 80, or is it 18 of Barry Kramer there. No, I'm sorry. That's Chris Gore in
Chris
the 89.
Gore, yeah, in the 89. That's the Scrub Daddy truck. Lots of bubbles on that truck. Who's that? That's Marshall Johnson right behind them looking for a place to go. Okay, if we got a moment, you think we want to bring up Mr. James to see how he's doing up to his infield, his accident there?
Sure.
Hayden James, got you out here outside the infield care center, man. How's it going? Probably not as well as you wanted, but how you doing, man?
A little shaken up, but we're all good.
That's good. So it looked like you might have had some residual damage left over. Truck just got loose there.
Yeah, it was a hell of a night for the 01. Started out lap 2, got a flying saucer named Kyle Malikin into the front.
Oh yeah, yep.
Survived that one. Not really sure how. Don't ask me. Came into that other wreck. Saw Runkle rolling. Thought I could get in front of him. Or not Runkle. It was a 16 car. Saw the 16 car rolling and got slapped by Runkle. Sat. Waited for the stage caution. Thought I was going to be good with repairs. Fixed almost all of them. Came out. And yeah, slid the car into turn 2.
Yeah, it seems like if you don't fix all the damage with these trucks, it tends to still be loose. But we've heard that from the powers that be that they're working on a fix to that. So hopefully in the near future we can have that issue where we can have some damage and not have these loose trucks. But glad you're okay. Glad you're out here tonight. Hopefully we can see you back next week at Kansas and have a much better race.
We'll be there. All right, thank you guys.
All right, thank you, sir.
And Richie, while all that was going down, we did have a lead change. The 31 of Jeff Chandler got passed by the 1 of Corey Atkins and the 99 of JP Burns. So Jeff Chandler back to third, Corey Atkins to the point.
Man, you could have broken in and told me that. You didn't have to wait for me to
Well,
he was just out of the infield care center.
If you were, it's like the side-by-side commercials in TV. I mean, we showed it. We didn't necessarily say anything about it. Yeah.
No, we're just like Fox then. Does that mean we have to go to a commercial with 3 laps to go?
No. So Corey Atkins to the point. JP Burns to second. Jeff Chandler slides to third. Brandon Eller fourth. And you're right, that other pack has caught now. The 43 of Lewis Meglin all over the back bumper of the 52. Meanwhile, the 52 is going to look to the inside of the 31 of Chandler.
I wonder if Jeff made some adjustments on one of these trucks, or maybe it's just the right side tires only.
Tires.
Yeah.
And I guess it's not agreeing with him.
I was say maybe it was an adjustment, but then I was thinking that he's the one that got the 2 right side tires. So.
Well, you made an adjustment. The adjustment was taking 2 tires.
yeah, it went the wrong way. Oh,
wow.
43 with a crossover.
Yeah, and does he get a position on the 31 and 3? He does. So that's going to put the 43 inside the 31. Jeff Chandler going the wrong direction.
We got somebody in chat that Sin S. I'm not sure who that is, but they're out of their truck and they went right to a beer. So I'm thinking maybe they also need to work their way back down to Brian's.
Yeah, Thorson's got chicken for your beer if you want to head that way.
Yeah, so if you bring the beer, he's got the chicken. The party at Thorson's after the race here is the 43 now, still underneath the 31. Jeff is holding strong out there on the outside, but I have a feeling that it's not going to be for long, and he's going to get passed by a couple more trucks here.
Yeah, he's starting to get freight train now. The 71 pulls to the inside. Ooh, 71 up the track a little bit.
They're going to be 3 wide. I bet you Nicholas thought about it.
I saw Nick looking. I know he wanted to. He's going to give a push to the 71 into turn 3 instead.
Hey, you know what? That's the kind of decisions that why he's leading the championship right now, right?
That's
there.
true. That's true.
Not forcing that issue, letting it play out, and living to pass Jeff on another lap. Patience.
They say it's a virtue.
I've heard it. I'm not sure if I believe it. Chris Gore coming. He's finally passed the 09, and now he's underneath the 18, right behind this group. I believe that's for 9th and 10th.
They're trying to get under the 18 of Barrett Kramer in front of him. Brian Persinger behind him.
Pass for the lead. Pass for the lead. Well, all right. It looked like it was a pass for the lead.
Huh. Riding on board with J.P. Burns, though, as he tries to find a way around the one of Corey Atkins. Corey kind of struggling with some handling. He's going to get a run here. He's going to look to the inside. He thinks better of it. J.P. Burns hounding our leader right now, trying to take this lead away.
And right behind him, we got Brandon Elder, who's seeing the front of the pack here. And it's been a little bit since he's been up here. I bet you he's probably drooling over there. And waiting these guys want to get side by side, wear off some of these tires, and he could take the top spot.
1, 2, 3, all on your screen there. The one of Corey Atkins, J.P. Burns in the 99, and the 52 of Brandon Elder running P3. And we just had a battle, or a pass for, well, we got a battle for 4th. Lewis Meglin and Brendan Polt side by side for 4th spot.
With Nick Moreau just waiting in the wings here. Did Brandon just go by Lewis, or is Lewis trying to get by Brandon?
I don't think they've decided that yet.
Okay.
I don't really know who's going forward or backwards here, but they are still arguing over position. Now the 15 is going to look to the outside of the 43 for a 5th spot.
I was about to say, the 15 knows where he's going.
Yeah, he's
going forwards.
Definitely going the right direction.
Jeff has slid back to 9th with those 2 tires.
I was going to say about going the wrong direction. The 31, Chandler, struggling with those tires.
He might have found a comfortable spot now where he might be able to ride until we get to the green flag pit stop and not lose too much time. As I say that, Marshall Johnson's looking underneath him for what was it, 10th spot. I mean, this is a pretty good string of trucks we got here from 1st to 10th is they're all within 2/10 of each other, or actually 2 seconds of each other, right? Yeah, 2 seconds. But they're all right here, single file. I mean, if you make one mistake, you can lose 4 or 5 spots very easily.
Looking at the 15 of Moreau starting to put pressure on the 71 of Polt for 4th spot. Being very
close battles.
Brandon Elder in the wall in front of these guys through the infield. No caution, but he smacked the wall hard. He's gonna hit the wall again, turn it down off the track. He's gonna stay out of the way. Was running 3rd, and it all goes away.
Oh, Brandon. Yeah, he hits the wall, slides down through the infield.
Let's go back and look at this.
Saved.
I know he doesn't want to see this, but he comes off of turn 4, smacks the wall as they're battling for the lead there. He goes through the infield, just trying to stay with those guys. Loses that momentary focus, and that's all she wrote.
Oh, man, that's heartbreaking. We also just had a pass. We actually had a passer to lead. J.P. Burns to the point in front of Corey Atkins. Lots of stuff going on.
See if we can see this pass for the lead here between the two of them. Down the backstretch, Corey gets a little loose. The 99 gets a run down the backstretch. Inside as they head into turn 3, there's really not much you can fight for here. Corey gives it to him, and the 99 takes the lead of the race.
JP to the lead. Awesome. Now, JP's got 1 win to his FTSR credit, and that was a non-points paying race, if I remember correctly. Put you on the spot. It's fairly certain he won the Clash. this year's Clash.
Yeah, I believe you're right. But I'll tell you, like I said, he was second in Bristol. He's been close a couple of times.
He has.
He's been on the precipice of getting one of these wins. Tonight is night.
If we gave out awards at the end of the season and one of them happened to be most improved driver, I'm thinking I'd put the 99 in that category. He's stepped up this season for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely been very impressive in some of these races for sure. In the situations where you don't get caught up in incidents, he's definitely got the speed, he's got the wherewithal, the know-how, and has pulled out a gap on our second place to one of Corey Atkins. But he is under fire now from the 15 and Nicholas Moreau. And if I'm the spotter of the 99, I don't know if I'd tell him or not that the 15 is starting to make his way towards the front.
Well, that was almost always inevitable that the 15 was going to move towards the front, especially when you got guys just falling out of the race and hitting walls in front of them, making it easy on him. The guy's going to make it a little bit harder on him.
I'll tell you what, Corey's trying to hold him off right now, trying to do everything he can to stay in front of the 15. 15 a little loose off the corner there.
Back behind them, there's a mad race going on between Marshall Johnson and Barry Kramer for 7th and 8th, I believe. They just swapped that spot back twice in 2 laps.
Yeah, looks like Marshall got by pretty cleanly there in 7th spot. But again, the handling issues and handling woes starting to become pretty evident. As you see the EA washed up the track and into the wall. It's going to let the 18 back by. Barry Kramer on the outside.
Nicholas still trying to get by Corey Atkins. Brendan Polt still in front of Lewis Meglin. And Michael Blackmer running around in 6th place there, just making laps, having a good run. Stay away from that mayhem, Michael.
Watching the 2 of Duranco get around the 89 of Chris Gore, setting his sights on Persinger for 10th. Allen in that wreck trying to rebound here. And right there you see Jeff Chandler hanging on in 9th spot. Certainly went wrong as of late, but looking to get back into this. You see Marshall Johnson again having some issues coming off the corners. Off turn 2, very, very, I don't know if that's loose or push loose maybe.
Yeah, it could be. It has too much wheel in it, and then it just makes it tight. But another guy that's frustrated is got to be TJ Bartel, who's stayed out in front of the leader this entire time so far, still at the tail end of the lead pack, and hoping for a caution to get back around again, because he's got obviously a fast truck. As Nicholas Moreau is under the 1 going into 3 for second.
Moreau to the inside of the 1 of Corey Atkins. Corey doing everything he can to try to stay in front, but just cannot hang on. So the 15 of Moreau is going to take that spot, move Moreau into 2nd spot, see if he can run down our leader. Meanwhile, JP Burns has a 1.2 lead over this battle. 1.7 second lead.
There's plenty of time left. We got 40 laps to go?
And a pit stop.
40 lapses? And a pit stop. I gotta tell you, if I had a pit crew that I wanted to, it would definitely be Luigi from Cars. I love that guy. Pit stop. Here's your random thought of the day.
99 of JP Burns puts Wayne Grossi down a lap. And you're right about TJ Bartel, man. He served that penalty and has stayed out in front of the leaders this whole time. He definitely has a fast truck, and is currently still on the lead lap if he can stay here. But
it looks like he's getting the 99 slowly creeping into TJ. So I'm not sure how much longer he'll be on the way. He's dying. I want a caution. They don't want a caution because they don't want more yellows, but he wants one, I can tell you that for sure.
Cameron Albertson off the pace in the 76. He's coming to pit road.
Oh, is this the start of our pit road cycles?
It could be.
Let's see, we last got pit stops at lap 58. So that puts us at just shy of 40 laps. It could be a little early for a pit stop, but he's definitely going to be able to make it to the end from here.
Yeah, if you want to be one of the first guys in, that's what you want to do there. But you're right, the 99's starting to eat in on the TJ Bartell machine. And then the guy behind him, the 15, and Nicholas Moreau, starting to eat in on his lead as well, just barely, just a little bit, like a tenth a lap.
Yeah, almost not even. He's down to 1.4 seconds, so it's only been maybe 2 to 3 tenths that he's closed in. So JP's laying down some laps, man. But it looks like Chandler might actually be starting to move back forward a little bit. He's up to 9th. So maybe tires have equalized a little bit, and his truck handling a little bit better than some of the other ones. So he's starting to move back forward a little bit.
And Marshall Johnson up to 7th spot, up 14 positions from where he started. Lewis Meglin up 13 spots in 5th. And Corey Atkins up 17 spots, up in 3rd spot.
Yeah, Ryan Persinger is up 14 spots in 10th. So a lot of movers going on. Even Tony Spicy Solari's up 15 spots.
He was able to miss that wreck that happened on the backstretch. I think he was, by being one of the cars that stayed out, he found himself in front of that accident, which really paid off for him, and is able to have a good solid run so far.
Yep, definitely for sure. He's going to lay down a gauntlet here for the Texas Commentator Challenge that he just recently won at Talladega.
Right on board, Nicholas Moreau down to 1.1 seconds between him and the leader.
We have beer connoisseurs going on in the chat. I don't know what's going on. The one kind of dropped down low going down the backstretch. I wonder if he's going to pit. Yep. One coming to pit road.
All right, so actually 99, JP Burns coming to pit road. So our leader hits pit road. Start of pit stops. Oh, and we got a car sideways through the infield. Is that Wayne Grossi? It is. We stay green, though. He gets it back rolling. No caution. Thank goodness.
JP just sighed her big, huge relief, because that's always your concern when you're one of the first ones to pit, is that you pit and then the caution comes out and you get trapped a lap down.
All right, here comes Nicholas Moreau to pit road. The 15 in Moreau. Fast in there. Does he get it slowed down? Looks like he does. Jeff Chandler in as well. I know Jeff was looking for some tires. Here he comes to pit road. Tony Solari to pit road. A lot of guys stopping. Like you said, Corey Atkins out. Ryan Persinger comes in and out. And hands the lead over to Brendan Polton, the 71. Lewis Meglin in the 43 and the 22 of Michael Blackner.
With Marshall Johnson right there, too. Doesn't look like Marshall's pitting this lap. He's on the high side. And none of them pitted, I don't believe.
Barry Kramer's coming in. Michael Blackner coming in as well.
Talk about feeling like Superman. All these guys on new tires catching these guys on old tires. This is where you feel like the Man of Steel. Copyright DC Comics. JP is out quite a bit in front of Corey Atkins, and I don't see where Nicholas Moreau.
Nick is still in the pits. No, he's on the pit road. I'm sorry, I'm out on the track. He is in front of the 99
he's
right
in front
here.
Of JP. He's in front of JP. That's why I didn't see him. How did he do that?
He had a really fast pit entry. I wondered about that. I wondered if he got it slowed down. Obviously, he had a really good pit entry and was able to make that work and made up a lot of time. Josh Mayhew on pit road.
That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. Here comes Brendan Polt, our leader, in one of the last ones to come to pit road. It leaves Lewis Meglin, Marshall Johnson, Chris Gore, and TJ as the only ones that have not pitted yet.
So Lewis Meglin currently leading. Marshall Johnson and Chris Gore are your front three who have yet to pit. And you're right, TJ Bartell hanging on out there. Here comes the 43.
Here comes Meglin. Yep. Marshall's going to lead a lap. That's a point.
Oh, the 43 is
Meglin.
around on entry. He does a little pirouette, backs up, gonna spin it around and keep it going here, but that's gonna lose a lot. He's gonna lose a lot of time in track position with that one.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. Anytime you make a mistake like that on the green, it amplifies the mistake because everybody else is at full speed. 3 wide as the 71 comes back on the track, but all clear, all good. This is going to eventually hand the lead over to Nicholas Moreau, who pitted a lap after JP. So he's got fresher tires by a lap than JP does.
Still watching the 9 of Marshall Johnson circulate. The 89 of Gore hits his pit stall. Marshall, the last one to stay out other than TJ Bartell. Marshall's going to stay out there another lap. I think you made your bet at this point. I would take it as far as you can here at this point. Just hope for a caution.
Especially TJ.
Yeah, if you're TJ, for sure.
And he last pitted on lap 65, so he can go almost 50 laps, so that's 115. So figure the next another 8 laps.
Who's that?
TJ.
Oh, okay.
TJ.
Here comes the 9, Marshall Johnson to pit road. And TJ Bartell's on pit road. Yep. So that will cycle it back around to our leaders. Nicholas Moreau taking the lead under pit stops. JP Burns second, Corey Atkins third.
Michael Blackner has leapfrogged Brendan Polt for what will be 4th spot. Brendan Polt will be 5th. Looks like Barry Kramer had a pretty good pit stop. He stood on 103, but Cameron Albertson in the 76th is 8th right now. We're going to be 7th. He stopped on lap 96 with Alan Duranco in 97. So they made up some time on the track here. But they have 10 lap older tires than some of these guys. So we may see them lose some spots here towards the end. Some of their fresher tires come back up towards the front.
Yeah, speaking of the end, we're getting close to it. Well, we have 25 laps to go here at Texas. The Texas 200 underway for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series here on Full Throttle Television. Hope you're enjoying the race. We are enjoying it as well. And boy, I don't know, JP Burns is going to have to whip that horse pretty hard to get back to that 15 of Nicholas Moreau.
Yeah, he was going to be hard pressed to keep Nicholas behind him because Nicholas was catching him a little bit before, but now Nicholas has leapfrogged him. It's going to be super tough for JP, but hopefully he can catch up and we can make a race out of it.
The battle for fourth, I wouldn't even call it a battle. The 71 of Brendan Polt drives right around the 22 of Michael Blackner, so put Polt back in 4th spot.
The front stretch, the number 70 and 76 get together. No caution out of it.
I thought I was going to have to call 911. You were having a heart attack.
I was scared for him. They came together in the try over there, and the 70 went sliding down into the infield, and the 76 just kept kind of moving on there. But yeah, I'm seeing Jeff Chandler a lap down. I wonder if he got caught speeding in the pits.
Oh no! Yeah, I do see him a lap down as well. Lewis Macklin back to 13th with that spin coming to pit road, so he's lost some positions as well.
Yeah, Jeff was on pit road for 1 minute and 19 seconds, which means that sounds like it's a 40-minute hold for speeding.
So Nicholas Moreau with an 0.8 of a second lead over JP Burns in second, Corey Atkins in third. But Corey is 6.5 seconds back from our leader. And then you have Brendan Polt, Michael Blackner, Barry Kramer in this little group, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And 7th spot is the 22. Great rebound once again every week. Seems like the 2 of Alan Duranco gets involved in something and has to claw his way from the back to the front, and has done it again, finds himself in 7th spot.
Yeah, having a great rebound. Gotta tell you, it's just the pit stops do what pit stops do. They have taken a race where we had like the top 12 all within basically single file to now they are spread out all the way around the racetrack in little packs.
Yep, you got Cameron Albertson, who just got passed by Ryan Persinger. Ryan having a good race so far in 8th. Albertson in 9th. 10th is Tony Solari. 11th is Marshall Johnson. So at 8th, 9th, and 10th all right here together as well. You talked about those little packs. Well, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. The two of Duranco's right here as well. Actually getting passed by Persinger.
Persinger is moving to the front. So you got Alan that pitted on lap 97 and Ryan pitted and Tony pitted on lap 101 and 102. So that's that tire advantage that I was talking about. You get immediate gratification on the racetrack where you leapfrog guys. But if you do it too early, those guys can catch you because they have fresher tires and possibly pass you by the end of the race.
And unfortunately, there's no point where they kind of equalize. You have that advantage the whole run, which I think is kind of a flaw in the tire model, if you ask me personally. I think at some point they should probably equalize a little bit, especially based on the way you're driving. And then there's also the plateau effect. Everybody kind of plateaus at the same lap, and that kind of causes some issues as well.
Yeah, and so what happens is you got a guy that pits 10 laps later than you do. You get to a point where you're running the lap time. Then they get to the same point where they're running the exact same lap time.
Look at this racing back here. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Everybody using a different lane through 1 and 2.
Now who needs the emergency vehicle?
I was watching. I was like, man, it looked like they were 3 wide, but they were all just running different lanes. And I talked about Duranco. I think Duranco maybe pitted early. Huh?
Yeah, Duranco pitted on lap 97.
Yeah, so he's falling back a little bit from where he was running.
Yeah, Marshall pitted on lap 109. So, yeah, he's got almost 15 laps fresher tires. And he's got fresher tires than the rest of these guys by a couple laps. So Tony's looking underneath Duranco now.
Meanwhile, up front, not much has changed. You got Corey Atkins 7.9 seconds behind their leader. JP Burns dropping back 1.3 seconds behind her leader. 1, 2, 3 is kind of settled, but from 4th on back, it's still up in the air. Brendan Polt has it. Michael Blackner wants it. Barry Kramer trying to get there as well.
And that 16 that's in that shot is Robert Malikian, who is at least 1 lap down, but had fresher tires, which is why he's going back by these guys.
Malikian several laps down. That other truck in front of him is TJ Bartell, who is the first car 1 lap down currently, in front of his teammate Jeff Chandler, who was up there running before this pit stop. Unfortunately, had a pit stop penalty and had to come down and serve that.
I got to tell you, Barry Kramer is having a bounce back race here, running in the 6th spot. Started 7th. Has been around the top 10 pretty much all race, and he finds himself in 6th here with 15 laps to go. So awesome bounce back race for Barry this week.
Yeah, absolutely. The 18 currently running 6th, led some laps early on, and held on to that 1 point for the stage, and has found himself in the top 10 ever since. Currently in 6th, so doing a good job out there right now. Kind of in no man's land with the 22 of Blackner in front of him. We'll see if we can get there. Everybody just kind of spread out right now.
That group for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th is starting to heat up a little bit, getting a little spicy, as Tony was not able to make it by the 2, but the 43 and 89 has now caught that group and putting pressure on Tony for that top 10 spot.
Yeah, 43 looking to the inside of the 11. He's going to take that position through 1 and 2. Now the 89 trying to do the same on the inside. Well, actually, the 43 gets a little loose. They're still side by side with the 11 as they go down the back. This is where the action is right now, with the 43 now trying to get by the 2 of Alan Duranco.
We're being informed that Barry actually started on pit road tonight. So while he qualified 7th, he started shotgun on the field.
Got that
really
caution. Got that caution on lap 2. Really helped him out.
Absolutely. Chris Gore makes his way past Alan Duranco, and now Tony's like, well, you guys did it. How come I can't do it? And he's going to try to get by Alan.
Again, those guys are a little bit older tires than the 2 that are going by him. 43 and Macklin finds himself in 9th spot. Good run for him. Currently top 10. Chris Gore as well in the 10th spot.
Yeah, actually, for Megalin, especially with that issue on pit road, to come back and still be in the top 10 that's kind of a win at this particular point.
Michael Blackner having a good spot, a good run tonight. Currently in fifth, started fourth, so he's been in the top 10 pretty much all night. Corey Atkins in front of him in fourth. He's trying to get back to that position. Can he catch the one before the end of this race? We run out of time, though, as we are under 10 laps to go here at Texas.
Yeah, it looks like Brendan Polt might have got past Corey Atkins and has set sail to try to catch J.P. Burns and Nicholas Moreau.
Yep, so there's Brendan Polt in third spot. But J.P. Burns a ways away. This is...
Yeah, just looking at the lap times, Nicholas had the fastest lap time of the top 6 that lap. There is trucks now all around the racetrack. It's hard to keep track of who's running for what position here, but got the 90 over here. That's a lap truck with TJ, who's also a lap truck running with some of the leaders. But you're right, Michael is actually now almost caught Corey Atkins.
Yeah, Michael's starting to inch in on the one of Corey Atkins. 8 laps to go.
Two lap fresher tires than Corey does. Will that make a difference here as we get 8 laps to go? Wow. I thought it was 25 like 10 seconds ago.
It was 25 about
13 laps ago?
16 laps ago.
Yeah. Time flies, man.
And that little bit of lap traffic's allowed the 22 to close in even more on the one. This is the battle for fourth. As Brendan Polt's kind of set sail in front of these guys.
Marshall Johnson has also caught Barry Kramer back there for the 6th spot.
So Kramer in the 18, Johnson in the 9. Here comes Marshall to the inside of the 18 of Kramer, trying to get that position. And he's going to do so. Takes over P6 as they head off into turn 1.
Is he going to have enough time to catch Michael? He's one of the guys that pitted later than the rest of these guys, so.
Blistering pace here. We'll see if he can do anything with it. Meanwhile, again, nothing's changed up front. Nicholas Moreau continues to lead. Now a 3.1 second lead over the 99 of J.P. Burns. And from there, it's 6.2 seconds back to our third place runner right now, the 71 of Brendan Polt. And then Corey Atkins, 1.3 seconds back behind that. And that's where it starts getting interesting. Here comes the 9. Ooh. Marshall Johnson trying to look underneath the 22 of Blackner.
That's for the top 5 right there. It makes it easy.
Yeah, that was pretty easy. Now does he have time? Yeah, I think he may have time to get another one. Marshall Johnson up to P5 with those fresher tires, making it work.
Yeah, and we're not talking a lot. We're talking 8 laps between him and Corey and only 6 laps between him and Michael. So you can see that just a couple laps make that much of a difference.
Boy, that one of Corey Atkins is like he's struggling with handling a little bit.
It seemed like he was a little low coming off that corner. And there's Marshall. He's there.
Boy, he is flying. How fast can he make it? Does he have a chance to get to...
Oh, he's under him.
Brendan Polt. He may have he's got 1.1 seconds to Brendan Polt. Can he make this pass quickly? The one's going to fight him down the backstretch. 3 laps to go.
He's trying to hold on to that 4th spot, but I'm pretty sure Marshall's going to be able to get him here in 3 and 4. Side by side still.
Marshall in the 9 on the bottom. The 1 of Corey Atkins on the top. Here comes Marshall with that run down the front stretch. He's going to take it as they go into turn 1.
E4 for Marshall.
If you're Marshall, you're hoping for a few more laps. You wish there was a few more laps, but the white flag is out though. The 15 of Nicholas Moreau takes the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Texas. Nicholas Moreau looking to add his 7th win of the season here at Texas Motor Speedway. What a season it has been for the 15. as he leads the points by a very hefty margin, and is not looking to give it up anytime soon. A lot of things happened. Jeff Chandler fell out of the contention. TJ Bartel with his restart issues is going to hand the win, though, to the 15 of Nicholas Moreau. He takes the win in the Texas 250.
Man, I think we're out of win stickers. Can we tell him that we're out of win stickers? JP Burns comes home second. Brendan Polt third. Marshall Johnson fourth. Corey Atkins hangs on for fifth. And pretty good race there, that second half of the race.
Absolutely.
Awesome job.
Absolutely.
Awesome job.
Just watching some of these guys come across. It was a very, very tame second half of the race for sure, and I'm sure some of these guys appreciate that. Get a good green flag long run in. We got a green flag pit stops under our belt. I gotta say kudos to the guys in the second half of this race that were able to make that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Very impressive. So, do we get to call JP Burns our FTSR Sheldon Creed now? Now that he's got 2 second place finishes?
He has finished second a couple times, and I'm sure it's not lost on him. As Nicholas Moreau does his donuts tonight here at Texas Motor Speedway. Let's look at our results here from Texas. Your winner tonight, the 15, Nicholas Moreau, brings home the win. JP Burns 1 spot short again tonight in the 99, but a good points night. Brendan Polt brings it home P3 in the number 71. 4th spot's going to go to the 9 of Marshall Johnson, who was flying there at the end. The 1 of Corey Atkins has a good solid night tonight, comes home P5. 6th place for the 22 of Michael Blackner, first Ford in the field. 7th spot's going to be Barry Kramer in the 18. Good rebound for him. Ryan Persinger finishes P8 in running order. And the 9th spot's going to be the 43 of Lewis Maglin. And rounding out your top 10 tonight, the 89 of Chris Gore.
Alan Duranco falls one spot short of the top 10 in 11th. Tony Solari falls 1 spot short of finishing 11th in the 11. He finishes 12th. Kevin Albertson in the 76, 13th. Wyan Hunley, 14th. Josh Mayhew ends his streak of top 10 finishes, coming home in 15th. And then Dave Nestor comes home 16th, and he's the first car 1 lap down tonight. TJ Bartel with that speeding penalty, or that restart violation penalty, comes home 17th. Joseph Burgess 18th. Jeff Chandler comes home in 19th spot tonight after a speeding penalty. Chad Lang 20th. James Morris 21st. Wayne Grossi comes home in 22nd, followed by Michael Deach in the 70. Robert Malikian, multiple laps down, comes home 24th. Brandon Elder, after hitting the wall after his great opening stint here, comes home 25th. Hayden James 26th. Mark Kyle Henderson 27th. Martin Garreau comes home 28th with Kobe Meese 29th. Aaron Satcher 30th. Our chicken-loving Brian Thorson comes home 31st. Austin Runkle 32nd. Nim Silva 33rd. Bobby Terrell comes home 34th, and Kyle Milliken comes home 35th. It was the first DNF of the race.
The UFO, right? The UFO in the 42.
Yeah, the UFO. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's your finishes tonight. 35 cars. In the field. I don't know. One, the 35th car only took a lap, then took a couple of laps.
Then tried to go flying.
Yeah, I don't know what the. Anyway, but we had a good race, a good finish there tonight. Another win from Nicholas Moreau. When we get back, we'll talk to him and the top 3 finishers, do a recap of this week's race, and look forward to the season finale next week at Kansas. We'll do all that when we come back after commercial here on Full Throttle Television.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are Best One.
The best tires.
The best customer service.
The best automotive service.
And the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One.
Back here at Texas Motor Speedway, finishing up the Texas 200 for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series here on Full Throttle Television. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We certainly enjoyed it as well. We're going to jump right into our post-race show and talk to our top 3 finishers of the race tonight, beginning with our third place finisher, Mr. Brendan Polt. Let's see if we can grab him. Brendan, congratulations tonight on your third place finish. The 71 comes home P3. Solid run all night. You stayed in the top 5, top 10 all night. Put yourself in position for a solid points finish.
Yeah, I mean, after the crappy races I had of Dover and Rockingham, this is definitely a nice one to come back to. It was I had some fun here. We got green flag going, and it felt really good.
Well, all we had to do is keep you at the 11 away from each other, and it seems like things worked out. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Well,
that's a poke at Tawny, but I'm joking. Yeah, no, definitely had a good run towards the end there. We ended up with a long green flag run with a green flag pit stop here in Texas, and it kind of spread things out a little bit. So and everybody kind of chose a little bit different strategy as far as when to pit, how long to stay out there and everything, and kind of talk about your strategy, your mindset coming into tonight's race.
Honestly, up until everything before the stage was not pit unless we had to for fuel, and even then it was just going to be a stop, fuel and go, which is what I did, even with what was it, lap 39 caution, something like that, a little bit before the stage end. But then afterwards, just stage comes through, we put on 4 tires, fill her up, and the green flag comes around. That's when the strategy came into play. I think I pitted ahead of 3 other trucks, I want to say. Everybody else pitted before me, so I had about 4 lap fresher tires than the field, and I was slowly catching JP by the end of it, but just obviously when you have a 4-second gap and you're only making up a tenth a second, it's not going to be enough. But no, 4 lap fresher tires allowed me to get around Corey in a respectable pass for P3.
Yeah, it looked like it was really tough to pass out there at times. But even on the long runs, we saw a lot of trucks start struggling with handling, some a little loose, some a little tight. How did your truck fare on the older tires? Because it looks like some weren't quite set up or prepared for that long run and started getting a little edgy.
Before the green flag run, or before I had to pit, yeah, definitely the truck was I want to say very loose, but it had a wiggle going into turn 3, especially with how on throttle that corner is compared to turn 1. This track is basically a much wider Darlington, considering that the corners are completely different. Turn 3, with how fast I had to take it, is a little bit looser, but then green flag pit stop came around. All I had to do was make a simple offset adjustment, and I loved it from there. We build these sets to be good in the long run, and past couple weeks hasn't worked out well because it's been, I want to say, a caution fest, but it's had its fair share of cautions, so we were never really able to show the long run speed our trucks have, but we finally were able to here tonight at Texas.
Yeah, well, it was good. I think it's the first time I've ever heard somebody refer to Texas as similar to Darlington, But I do get
I
you.
was
In
thinking the
regards to
exact
the
same
corners,
thing.
I told my
I
stream
was thinking
too,
the same
like
thing.
it's Darlington only because their corners are completely different.
Right. And it makes sense there for sure because it is different. We talked about it at the beginning of the race. But yeah, definitely congratulations on third place finish tonight, man. Good solid run. Another good points tonight. And we're on to Kansas next week, so we'll see if we can continue it there. But I'm going to hand you the mic to let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs.
Well, again, for the same reasons, I want to thank my dad again because without his initial funds back in 2021, I wouldn't be here. Big thanks to Morris too. Unfortunately, his night wasn't the best as he could. His internet did not want to cooperate, but he helped building the set. And I mean, Jeff, TJ, we all kind of cooperated here building this setup. Also like this.
The guy I'm dubbing the FTSR New Sheldon Creed, our second place finisher, JP Burns. Great race tonight, dude. Just great race overall. Just again, one spot too short, but you got to be happy with the night overall.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I came out of there with the maximum points out of everybody, winning the stage and finishing second. So overall, it was a pretty good night.
Yeah, actually, talking about points, that moves you up to third now. Only 7 points behind second. So definitely a great points night for you. But tell us about your truck, man. It was a hot rod out tonight, and looks like the only way they were able to pass you was in the pit road.
Yeah, it was on rails for the start of the run. I tried to save as much as I could behind trucks going into 3 and 4, letting off the throttle, and eventually could pick them off going into 1 and 2. And it was just getting loose at the end of that green flag run. So that's why I pit coming in to make some adjustments, and then I tightened it up too much for that last run and just couldn't keep up with Nicholas.
Yeah, you were right, kind of right there. You were less than a second behind him. But on the long run, it definitely, his truck kind of seemed to held on more than yours did. But still, man, very impressive. You got your another stage win. I believe that's your third stage win of the year. Got another top 5, another second place finish. So, I mean, I know it sucks. Second always is not the winner, but still moving you up to third in points, second place, another top 5. Got to be excited heading into the last race next week.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm happy. I've had a pretty fortunate season so far. Haven't really gotten to any issues with anyone out there, and just been trying to plug away and finish in the top 10, 5, and seem to be finishing second a lot lately. So I'm pretty happy.
Well, you know, finishing in order to win, you have to be up towards the front, and you've definitely been up towards the front these last couple of races, and with all these seconds. So I think that first points paying win is got to be right around the corner. So I'm going to leave the door open for you for here to give us any shout outs or any sponsor plugs you got.
Well, I'd like to thank Icon Apparel, Elevated Outdoors, Victory Fuel, Gums Auto, and Napa. And, you know, you guys for allowing us to put on a show like this tonight. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great race. We had a long green flag run there, so I was very happy to see that. I'm sure you guys were as well.
Yeah, it was a breath of fresh air, to be honest with you. So no complaints on my side.
Awesome. Well, we will see you next week for the Truck Series A finale. Brody, I think you've caught up with your best friend over there in Victory Lane, Nick Moreau.
Yeah, I'm down here in Victory Lane once again with the 15 in Nicholasboro, win number 7 here at Texas. You just not going to let up, are you, Nick? You're just going to pound them into the ground, aren't you?
Hell yeah, I got that.
Good answer. Hell yeah.
It was a fun race because a lot of things happened with a long green flag run and even green flag pit stop. So I think it's the first time that happened to the season.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good long run there at the end. You took advantage of that as well, kind of worked your way through the field. But I tell you, there was a little bit of a hiccup coming through the field when you got to the 88. You went into turn 3 under the 88, and he comes down and just pushes you on the apron. And you're I'm sure at that point you're like, what's going on? It was an apparent computer issue where he didn't see anybody, but your heart had to be in your throat at that point.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for James. He had connection issue or something like that. I saw him disappear in front of me. So I went to the inside, but apparently he didn't know I was there. He made contact with me. I saved the truck into a tree, and then I lost all momentum for the front twist. I was seeing all traffic coming behind me, so I was like, I took the grass. I don't want someone hit me from behind. And
Absolutely.
then from there, I had 10 seconds of Reaper, so it was not too much. And it was just before the stage, so
Yeah,
everything was good.
we were watching that and we were like, oh no, 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 what happened? It's like he just come down
Not
there
clear,
like you
not
weren't.
clear.
But yeah, then it dawned on us because he disconnected the next lap by that. Apparently, he didn't probably see any cars on track at that point and just turned down the track like you weren't there. But great rebound from that. I know you didn't get the stage finish you wanted, but you rebounded from all that. Come back from about 10th or 12th where you fell back to, got your damage repair, come home with the win. But yeah, we had those long green flag runs. Kind of talk about your truck, how your truck was doing on the long run. Did you prepare for the long runs? I know like you said, it's been kind of a rough season, but we had that long green flag run. It looks like a lot of the trucks were kind of struggling with handling.
Well, yeah, I was expecting more laps this week. Even if Texas is not easy to pass, but it's much easier to run. And then the truck was prepared for the long run, but it was so perfect anyway. So especially in the turn 1 and 2, it was just awesome. I was able to stay inside and make some passes. I've been more freer in the 3-4, but it was easily manageable. But 1-2 was just awesome from lap 1 to 50.
Yeah, you
So
definitely
it was good.
definitely did some good management there, and then make up all that time on the pit stop. You did a great job getting to pit road. I think that's what kind of put you out front, and you just set sail from there. But I'm going to pass it to Richie. I'm sure Richie got something to add.
I mean, what is there to add? 7 wins on the season. He's got a over 100-point lead. Um, he's squishing the competition out here, but it wasn't an easy one tonight. We had a couple guys had some issues, like Jeff Chandler getting a speeding penalty, TJ having a restart violation, Brandon getting up in the wall. So it wasn't another cakewalk, but I mean, man, what a dominating season. So honestly, I got nothing for you other than congratulations, man. Awesome job.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I work a bit more that it appears from the booth, but it's not. Yeah, I have some wins for sure, but it's not easy. I have to work, and on the race, you have to avoid mistake and crash stuff like that. We know Daytona and Atlanta was not good for me, but I knew that the season was long enough to come back. And yeah, I'm pretty happy for where I'm at.
Well, we head into Kansas. You have a 125-point lead on second place. You clinched weeks ago, so there's really no championship threat, but I'm sure you'll head into Kansas trying to do the very best for you and your team, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with there. But that's going to wrap it up here. I'm going to let you do your shout-outs, though, and sponsor plugs once again here on Full Throttle TV.
Thank you. I always say thanks to Transit. Thank you guys again this week. Thanks for my new teammates. They made many laps, trying different ways, different setups. So yeah, we're pretty ready. Thanks for everyone.
All right, there's your winner tonight, the 15 Nicholas Murrow, win number 7 in the books here at Texas as we head into Kansas Speedway. And Richie, another win in the books for Nicholas, but you're right. It wasn't the easy, typical lead from the start, take off and win the race. I mean, he started in 10th spot or 9th spot. So it wasn't like he qualified on pole and just took off. He had some hurdles to miss, including the scare with the 88.
Yeah, it wasn't a dominating. We've seen him dominate where he's led 90% of the race. Started on pole and won, but tonight he had to work his way past trucks, and then you're right, the scare with the 88, where then he got put back, where he had to work his way back through the front again. Had some luck go his way with some of the competitors that didn't get the finishes that they were looking for, and then his pit crew helped leapfrog him into the lead, and it was on from there. So
Yeah.
not a dominating performance, but I mean, 7th win, so it was dominating enough.
And he had some help with the 88 having his issues, the 52 falling out of contention, the 31 having issues on pit road, the 28 with TJ Bartel having issues on restarts. There's a lot of things that happened that kind of eased him towards the front, and he just capitalized. But I got to tell you, Richie, one thing I noticed too, I don't know if this is the first time, but we have a Canadian 1-2 tonight on the podium. So congratulations to those guys.
Oh, right.
Canadian 1-2 with Nicholas Moreau and JP Burns 1-2. Brendan Polt, unfortunately not quite Canadian, but he's up there somewhere.
He's up there somewhere. He's up there somewhere.
Well, listen, guys, if you enjoyed that tonight like we did, make sure to tune in next Wednesday night for the championship finale here for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. The 2025 A season concludes at Kansas Speedway next Wednesday night, 9 p.m. But before that even happens, we are live Monday nights at 9 p.m. with the Victory Fuel Cup Series. Monday, they will be at Texas, as were the trucks tonight. So Monday at 9 p.m., make sure to tune in for that as well. Again, like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. We certainly enjoyed it up here. A nice long green flag around to finish the race. A good solid night for the drivers. And Nicholas Moreau comes home with win number 7. So that'll about do us. With everybody from Full Throttle Television, for Richie Coy, my name's Brady Hanna. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next Monday from Texas.